You recording? Cool. Cool. Hello and welcome back to science class. My name is Elio. This is The Florist, where I sit on the floor and talk about science. Today we'll be talking about the science of skincare, niacinamide edition, so let's get into it. Also, if you're wondering why I'm wearing the same clothes as the Accutane episode, why don't you mind your business? Okay, so skincare, right? There's a lot of big fancy science words that people sort of throw around and expect you to understand, but what do they mean? What is sebum? What is retinol? What is sunscreen? It's my goal to explain the science behind why popular compounds in skincare work. So niacinamide, aka nicotinamide, is everywhere, but what is it? Simply put, it's a water-soluble form of vitamin B3. It's found in meat, fish, eggs, milk, vegetables, and cereals. It's very important for the functions of fats and sugars and maintains the health of cells. Perhaps more complicatedly put, it is a skincare multi-tool that has a lot of different uses, including reducing inflammation, strengthening the skin barrier, regulating oil production, fading hyperpigmentation, improving texture, and minimizing pore appearance. Its multiple uses have made it an extremely popular active ingredient in skincare, and moreover, it has an excellent safety index and is exceptionally stable, which means it won't break down into something harmful or ineffective. And it's effective over a wide range of doses. So that's a lot of things. So let's break down how niacinamide does all of them. I'm just gonna sort of do these in bullet points. I can't think of a better way to do this. It's like a lot of information. Number 1, reducing inflammation. Niacinamide reduces inflammation in a lot of different ways, like acting as an effective antioxidant, which decreases inflammatory responses by reducing harmful molecules called free radicals. We talked about those a little bit with his Centella video. Regulating the release of cytokines, which are the chemical messengers that activate responses to inflammation or injury, and stabilizing mast cells, which are the immune cells found in a bunch of different tissues, particularly the skin, airways, and gut, and defend against pathogens and environmental triggers. Strengthening the skin barrier. Niacinamide strengthens the skin barrier primarily by increasing the production of ceramides, which are waxy lipid molecules, aka fats, which compose more than 50% of the skin. It does this by increasing the activity of serine palmitoyltransferase, which is the enzyme responsible for starting ceramide production. What ceramides do is stimulate the structural proteins responsible for keratinocyte differentiation, meaning it increases the maturation process where epidermal basal cells transform into protective dead squams in the stratum corneum, which forms the skin barrier. All right, that was a lot. On to the next. Regulating oil production. Exciting. Niacinamide does reduce sebaceous gland activity, but we're not actually sure how it does that yet. It probably does it by converting into niacin, which interacts with HCA2 receptors, raising calcium levels and consequently reducing sebum production. But as of 2025, we aren't exactly sure. You might see online that it binds to sebaceous lipase, which is an enzyme in sebum that hydrolyzes triglycerides into free fatty acids, meaning it breaks stuff down into more sebum. But I actually could not find any credible literature that would support this, which is partially why I do this series, because people just be saying shit sometimes. Fading hyperpigmentation. Niacinamide is particularly good for hyperpigmentation because it literally inhibits the transfer of melanosomes, which are the skin pigment organelles that produce, store, and transport melanin, from melanocytes, which are melanin-forming cells, to keratinocytes, which are the surface skin cells that we talked about earlier. It does this through a lot of gritty processes like the reduction of PAR2 activities, downregulation of signaling factors, and inhibiting PGE2 production. All the sources that I use to arrive at this conclusion are cited at the end if you want to know more, but basically the lowdown is that excess melanin does not make it to the surface of the skin. I also want to be very clear that niacinamide is not a skin bleaching agent. It will even out the natural color of a person's skin. Improving texture. Great. The way that niacinamide improves texture is through ways that we've already talked about, mainly via reducing oil production and strengthening the skin barrier, but it also, as we know, acts as a strong antioxidant, which can combat fine lines and wrinkles associated with aging, if you're into that, I guess. Minimizing pore appearance. The key word here is appearance. Let me be so clear that niacinamide does not physically shrink your pores. Bummer. What it does do is make your pores less noticeable by regulating oil production, which we talked about before. Excess oil causes your pores to clog and stretch, and in general, less is better. Improving texture also reduces the appearance of pores by smoothing sagging and sun damage. Another thing I thought was cool is that niacinamide is a precursor to NAD+, which is a coenzyme, meaning it's a small, non-protein organic molecule that binds to an enzyme to assist in catalyzing biochemical reactions. NAD+ appears in all living cells and is essential for energy metabolism, DNA repair, and cellular health. It's also gigantic and cannot enter the cell, but niacinamide can. And there it's converted to nicotinamide mononucleotide, or NMN, which is then converted to NAD+. So that's good too. Niacinamide is effective across a wide range of concentrations, but impact and results are dose dependent, with lower concentrations associated with hydration support and mild barrier reinforcement, and higher concentrations associated with lipid synthesis, inflammation reduction, and skin barrier recovery. Makes sense, I guess. So there's your crash course on niacinamide and why it does what it does. I hope you all learned something, and let me know what other skincare stuff you want me to talk about. Until then, thank you for coming to science class, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stratum corneum, forming the skin barrier and increasing, oh man, wow, where epidermal basal cells transform into protective dead squammies? Squammies. We're going to go with squammies. Okay, fading hyperpigmentation. Not to be the woker. It makes your pores less notable. It makes your pores less notable.